What's going on, guys? What's going on? This is your boy Dwayne. Welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would do a quick lens review. Well, not a lens review. I'm going to do go over my lens collection here a little bit. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the lenses that's in my lens collection to give everybody an idea, why I bought these lenses, what I use these lenses for. Do I think these lenses are good lenses? Do I think these lenses are bad lenses? So thought I'd do a quick video to let you guys know, what lenses I have in my little collection here. The first thing I want to talk about is I am a Sigma lenses. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Sigma lenses. So I am a Sigma guy. So I love my Sigma lenses. So most of the lenses here are Sigma lenses. So take that into account. All right. So let's start off with this lens right here. Let's start off with the lenses that I'm recording with. On this camera, I have the kit lens, the 18-55. And the reason I have that lens on that camera is I bought a Canon 70D and it came with the kit. So the camera that it's on currently is a C100. So the C100 has face detection on the 18-55 lens. So that's why I keep that lens around. It does pretty good. I mean, especially for these kind of videos, these kind of talking head videos. I don't use it for any clients or anything like that, but I do use it for my talking head videos. On this camera, I have the Sigma 50mm 1.4, I think it is. I think it's a 1.4 lens. I love that lens. To me, that lens it's kind of like, it's true to life. So it gives you, it's basically what your eye sees. So when I need a fairly wide shot and I don't want to go back too far and I need that wide aperture, I usually refer to the 50mm lens. So that gives me what I want. If I want to crop a little bit, then I can crop with that lens. So that lens is just, I started with the 50. That was one of the first lenses that I bought for my 7D Mark II, but I didn't have the Sigma 50mm 1.4. So I bought the Canon, the Nifty 50. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But let's get into it. This is the 55 to 250. I was gonna shoot my sister's wedding, and this was before I knew about apertures and all that stuff. So I bought this lens. I thought this would be a pretty good lens to have in my kit. It's not bad. It has image stabilization and all that stuff, autofocus. It's a kit lens. It's one of the kit lenses. So it's not bad for that. And it pairs with the C100. So if I'm out shooting and I just need a long lens, then I usually just pull this out. And, if I'm going on a trip or something, and it's good for like vacation photos, that kind of thing. So that's what I use it for now. I don't use it too much anymore. I shot some shots with my late wife, and I had some shots that I shot with this lens, and I love the image that came out of this lens. So, for an inexpensive lens, for a kit lens, I think it did a pretty good job. So that's not going anywhere because I still use my C100, and because I still use my C100, then I'm gonna want to keep this in my kit bag because I think this lens is auto face detect with the C100 as well. The next lens that I bought is, you gotta have a wide aperture. Since I got the 18-55, I got the 55 to 250. This brought me up to the 10-18. And this is, I don't think this came as a kit, but it's I don't think it came as an actual kit lens, but it's actually one of the lenses that I kind of like it. We went to Savannah. My wife, my father and my mother-in-law. I'm sorry, my wife and my father and my mother, we went to Savannah, and I used this lens on the Canon 70D. It's light. That's one good thing about it. It's a light lens, and for running gun, just something around the house or just out playing with the kids, this is a good lens to have. And it also has autofocus and image stabilization as well. All right, this was a lens that I bought. This is the 50 to 100 1.4. I don't use this lens that much, but I like it because I do like the APS-C. I had a lot of, I got the 70D and the 7D Mark II. So I bought this lens to go with that before I got the 70 to 200 and I started buying some full frame cameras. So I had this lens. It's the 50 to, what is it? The 50 to 100 Sigma. So it's like the APS-C version of the 70 to 200. So it does okay. It does okay. I think it's gonna pair good with my C200. So I think it's gonna do pretty good with that. But I really haven't used it that much because I haven't been on any shoots that I really needed. But I bought it for my 7D Mark II. And it has a fast aperture. I think the aperture is like 1.4, 1.8 or something like that. The Nifty 50. This is the first lens that I purchased from doing research online. They say that everybody should have this in their kit bag. I bought this lens to go with my 7D Mark II as well. This is equivalent to 85 millimeters, so it's outstanding for portraits. And I think it's autofocus. It's not image stabilized though, but I love the image that came out of this lens before I bought any of the other Sigma lenses, any of the art lenses. This was the lens that I love. I tell anybody, at least buy one of these. If you're going to do a shoot and you're gonna be doing a lot of running gun, this is a light lens and it gives you pretty good shot, a pretty good image for how much you pay for it. I think this lens is like $120 or something like that, but it's a 1.8 aperture, so pretty good. All right, the next lens I bought was the 24. They say you gotta have a wide angle lens as well. So I bought the 24 millimeter 2.8. This is called a pancake lens. It's pretty small. So this is one that I would take with me, like when we go on a cruise, I'll take the 70D. It's a pretty light camera, and I can just throw this on there, take a Nifty 50 or take one of the kit lenses. And it works for vacation photos. It does a pretty good job. It's these light lenses, and I mean, it's okay, it's just vacation photos. So I keep this one around a little bit. I like the 24 millimeter focal length, but it's just something about this lens that just rubs me the wrong way. Maybe it's just because it's so small, but it's okay. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. Let's get into, these are the lenses that I bought for portrait. This is the Canon, not Canon, but the Sigma 105. This is the big boy right here. This baby is huge. You know, this lens is called the Boca Master. It is 100 millimeter prime, 105 millimeter prime. And this lens is the Boca Master. When I tell you, when you put this on there, you take photos with this lens, tag sharp all the way around. You gotta really, really work hard with this lens not to get a tag sharp photo. Manny Ortiz, I saw him, he reviewed this lens, and when he reviewed it, I fell in love with it. I had to have it. So I didn't know if the 85 was gonna be good enough, so I bought the 105 style, where I just go in the middle, you know, and that way, if I needed to move back, I could just move back. If I wanted to move up, I can move up. So I bought the 105, love this lens. Did a shot with, I did a photo shoot with that. It came out pretty good, All right, this is the 17 to 55. Again, this is like the 24 to 70. This is APS-C lens, this is a Sigma lens too. This is not an art lens, but the autofocus on it is pretty loud. So if you're gonna have cameras, the autofocus on it's gonna be it's pretty loud. So if the microphone's on top of the camera, then you're gonna hear the focusing motor in this lens. I took this lens to Fort Carson, Colorado, went up to Pikes Peak with it, and I had a video mic, Rode video mic on top, and you can hear everything out of it. But it is image stabilized, and for the money that you pay for it, it's like $200, I think, $200-300. For APS-C camera, it does okay. The image is not that sharp on that lens, but I mean, if I want to do talking head videos, I can put it on the 7D and it works out. This is what is this? This is the 135. This lens came to me as a gift. I got this lens for my birthday. Somebody bought me this lens as a gift. If you have the distance and you're doing a photo shoot, this lens, to me, it's a toss-up. No, I would choose this lens. I like the compression on this lens. I would choose this lens over the 85 if I had the distance. If I don't have the distance to move back, I gotta get in a little close, then I would pick the 85. This is a Sigma 135 millimeter. It's 1.8 aperture. I love the images that come out of this lens. I did a photo shoot for a female who was, she sells like eyeglasses and stuff and shades and stuff like that. So I did a photo shoot with her and her son, and the bokeh that comes out of this thing is amazing. Amazing. This 135, that's like the awesome focal distance. For me, I love the image that comes out of that. And speaking, I think this is the 85. Yeah, this is the 85 millimeter. This is the go-to. This is the go-to right here when it comes to portraits. So if you're gonna be taking portraits, if you don't have an 85, get an 85, get an 85 equivalent. Again, this is a Sigma art lens. And I know when I put this lens on my camera, it is gonna give me the image that I'm looking at. And it's gonna be sharp. If I have to clean it up a little bit, it's gonna be even sharper. The more you do to it, as long as you don't destroy the image, it's just gonna look better and better and better. So I love the 85 millimeter. The next lens we have here is let's see what this is. This is the 24 millimeter. 24 millimeter, 1.4 art. I just bought this lens just to have it, just because I wanted it. I mean, I use it on my C300 Mark III, and you can get pretty close and you can blow the background out with this 1.4. I just love the little lens. It's pretty small, and for talking head videos like we're doing now, just talking a little bit, this thing works out pretty good. But I didn't buy it for any specific reason. I said I wanted a 24 millimeter, so I bought that one. This is the 35 millimeter, 1.8. This, if you're gonna be doing running and gunning and you're inside of a building, I would say I shot a complete wedding with this lens. This lens right here is truly, truly amazing. The image that you get out, especially if you're doing video, is second to none. Again, it's not image stabilized. It does have autofocus, but most of the Sigma lenses, I don't think this one is image stabilized either. No, most of their lenses are not. A lot of lenses are not image stabilized for some reason, but this one's not either. So, but I had my daughter came and I was taking video, shooting some video with her, and put it on the EOS R. And the entire time, it's the only lens that I had with me on the EOS R. And this is, to me, they said that the 50 is what your eye sees, but I think this is closer to what your eye sees. This is the actual shot that your eye sees. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Now we get to the big dogs. This is another lens, the 70-200, baby. This is the 70-200. We shot an event, I think it was like 2-3 months ago. With this, I usually don't use this lens that much. This lens was gifted to me by my wife. This lens is amazing. This is the sports version, and it is truly, truly, truly amazing. This is like the 85. When I tell you the 85, you point at the 85 and shoot, you're gonna nail it. If you use this 70 to 200, whatever you shoot at, as long as you can focus on it, it's gonna give you a good image. And the compression on it is amazing. The 135 and this, I would say, if I had a choice, I would take this because it's more versatile, but I love the 135 as well, but this is heavier. So I would usually use this on the monopod. But the image out of it is amazing. I mean, you can't beat that, man. And then you have, this is the 14 to 24. So it's like the 16 to 35 for Canon. So I bought this one, it's 14 to 24. And this, of course, this will go with the 70 to, 24 to 70, the Holy Trinity. So this lens right here is, I like the image that comes out of it, but I'm always nervous when I shoot with this lens because I feel like I'm gonna get that while that warping, you know how it's kind of how you look like super elongated, that kind of thing. So I don't shoot with it that much, but if I have to shoot with it, I will shoot with it on one of my cinema cameras. This lens right here came with the C100 when I bought it. This is the 24 to 105. This is a workhorse. This lens is a true workhorse. If you're gonna be shooting outside and you just take this lens with you. I mean, if you're gonna be shooting indoors and there's good light, this is an f4 lens, image stabilized. I think this is Mark II. Take this lens with you, it will give you a good image. It will work for you. This is the red ring. This is the only Canon lens that I have, the only red ring lens that I have. I can't afford Canon lenses, man, for some reason. So it's all right, it's pretty cool. But it came with the C100. And the funny thing, it came with the C100, but it doesn't autofocus with the C100. If it autofocus with the C100, I would have it on the C100 right now. This is the 24 to 70. Everywhere you go, you always take your 24 to 70. Everywhere you go, always take your 24 to 70. Don't let nobody fool you. You always, 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 always need a 24 to 70 in the bag. And this is a 2.8 lens, image stabilized. I learned a lot with this lens, and the reason I learned a lot is because I bought this lens off of Amazon, and the focusing motor went out in it. And when the focusing motor went out, I called Sigma to replace it under warranty, but they didn't honor the warranty because I bought the lens from a dealer that was not a Sigma dealer. I didn't know that. So now, when I buy lenses, I make sure that the person that I'm buying the lens from is an authorized Sigma dealer. It works. When they tell you that you gotta have a 24 to 70, you can reach out a little bit and you can get a wide angle. And it's 2.8 aperture all the way through. You can't beat that. It works. I would tell you, it works. This is the newest one. I just got this one. I think this is a Christmas gift. This was a gift I bought for myself. It is the 150-600. Yeah, it's 150 to 600. Yeah, 150 to 600. This is the contemporary lens, f5.6 to 6.3. Works pretty good. Works pretty good. I tested this. I went to a church, and I was shooting in a church since I have the EOS R5. And I just took it in the church, cranked the ISO up and see how I was gonna perform. Amazing image that come out of this lens. I wish that I had the money to get the art version or the sports version. I couldn't afford the sports version, so I got the contemporary version. Contemporary got pretty good reviews. I mean, I shoot it handheld. A lot of people say you can't shoot it handheld, but I shoot it handheld and it's not a problem, so like it. And the other lens I have is on my C300 upstairs. That's the old trusty 18 to 35 for the crop sensor. That's the Sigma. I think it's like 1.8. So these are the lenses of my kit. You don't need this many lenses. I just wanted to, I'm kind of grappling as to what I want to do, like as far as the whole photography thing, and I'm still working, what kind of videography, photography I like to do, but I don't like renting lenses. I don't like renting anything. So what I usually do is I usually just buy what I want, so I don't have a macro lens. So that's one thing that I want to try to purchase me a macro lens. I did rent me a macro lens one time from lensrunners.com or something like that. So I did a shoot for a product shoot, and I rent a lens, the 100mm RF macro. So I didn't see a big difference in the lens, but I was always told if you're gonna do weddings or something like that, you might want to have a macro lens in your bag. So I'm probably going to buy me a 100mm macro or a 70mm Sigma, since Sigma has a 70mm macro. So I'll probably pick that up. But this is my lens collection, guys. Like I said, you don't need this many lenses, but I purchased them because one, I wanted to learn how, what it does to the image, and two, if I'm going somewhere, then I want to have the equipment available to do the job. I don't want to be hunting for the equipment. If I had to make a decision, say, what lenses do I use the most, I would say I usually grab the 24 to 70, the 70 and the 24 to 105. I usually take those two. If I'm going outside, I'm gonna shoot with the 105. Or if it's well lit, I'm gonna shoot with the 105. And if I'm going inside, I'm gonna shoot with the 7200. I mean, the 24 to 70. And then I usually take the 70 to 200, just in case I have to, if it's an event where I have to like reach out and touch somebody. That way, I'm not up on the individuals or in the thick of things. I can kind of back off a little bit and let them do what they got to do, and then I'll shoot with the 70 to 200. Or if I'm shooting a wedding and I'm getting lazy from walking around so much, I put the 70 to 200 on there. That way I can like sit on the wall and then shoot from the wall or something like that. I don't have to walk as much. If I'm doing portraits, I usually take my 85, and depending on what the venue is going to be like if I'm shooting outside, I'll take the 135. Or if I say, well, it's usually the 85 or 135. And I'll keep the 50 mil. I'll keep the 50 mil in the bag just in case I want to get a little bit wider shot or something like that. So I'll keep either the 50, the 85, or the 105. So I don't shoot with the 135 that much, but I love the image that come out of it. I always have the 85. Usually the 85 and the 50 is always there. So then I toss between the 105 and the 135. So, but that's what I have, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, you don't need as many lenses. Once you found out what your niche is, what you're going to be shooting, then buy the lenses that you're going to use for those shooting. I do martial arts, so I need some long lenses sometimes so that I could catch the action. So that's why I got the sports lens, and I want to try this out at a seminar that we're going to. The venue is lit up pretty good, so I want to see if I can shoot with that 5.3 aperture or 6.3 aperture, and I can get back and then capture the event up close. But that's all I have, guys. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down in the comment section. If you like this kind of video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day now.